me 300 euros any day of the week. So this is the following day of another job on. We have to empty the shed, down spreader here, ready for an early winter. Hopefully not. Hopefully there'll be enough grass for sheep. So I have to move this race. Not sure if I showed you that before. It's at the end of the passageway in my shed. So I'll just give you a look here. It's quite easy to put on the wheels to move it. Give you a look at that. So there's a simple winch here. So you see the wheel just has a bit of a, it's like a stub axle with a hole drilled in it. And that fits in here. So these yokes I just ran in to this pen, culls basically, so didn't get them rehomed yet. Pity I didn't get them gone, but I'm not letting them back out with the main mob of sheep. Grass is getting tight. We'll offload them. Hopefully that man that was on to me might buy them. If not, we'll run them up to the market. We'll see. They're not heavy enough to kill. I'm not running them on to fatten them up. I'm not going to feed them. We'll let someone else do it. So I just tied the gates back. These are the walk-through trough gates. Just tied them back against the wall. Handy for cleaning out. I've got a straight run then at the full length of the shed. In actual fact, I do clean it down this way and I can run it up against this wall here. So this post is just kind of along the entrance, the door. I'll be coming in and out here with the skids there. I'm just going to move it because it's in a high risk area. Quite easy. All these posts in the shed, I'm not sure if I showed you that before, I have them all set down in sleeves. So they just lift out like this. Pretty handy. So it means there's one less thing to hit. I just have it set. When I was doing the floor in the shed, I just set in sleeves here on the ground. Quite handy to be able to do that. This is my first time using a dung spreader of any description. It's late for me getting my dung out, but it's the last chance. A couple of good days today and tomorrow, wet the rest of the week according to the forecast. So this is the last chance. My ground is tricky enough for heavy machinery like this. We'll see how it goes. Never used one of these before. Let's see how I get on. Now, so you'll see that ram there, that pushes the body of the spreader back. You have to kind of do it manually. If you're wondering why it's coming out in lumps, it's not my fault. There's a mechanism on it that's just not working right. Might be a little repair job on it. So my contractor just hasn't time to come to me today. He's flat out at silage above all things. Coming up towards the end of October. Hard to believe, but that's the kind of year it's been. I think it's going okay, I'm not really sure. Ground conditions are good. So this is probably my driest field. It's actually surrounded by swamp. You have 150 acres of a bog out here and a loch or an old lake out that side. So oddly enough, this is the driest field I have. I'm not going to get travelling the ground after this. Probably after this weekend is a very wet second half of this week coming, and after that, my ground in particular, very little machinery can travel on it after that. Probably the quad, and even at some times of the year, difficult work with the quad too. Never spread dung before. It's not a job I've ever done before, but it's not that complicated, I think. Stay out of the wet spots. That's a particularly wet spot in there, corner of that field. So this is the furthest field away from my shed. It's the one that never gets the dung. Of course, the dung's always spread on the fields that are closer to the shed, and it's not great. The one field's getting it all the time. So this will be the first time this field gets dung. Now it is a south facing field. It's my only field that I would call south facing, so it should help the spring grass, early spring grass. It's good. It's a pretty good field to grow grass. Could do with a few more of them. Quite slippy, so it's quite easy to turn the bobcat, twist it round. It's quite manoeuvrable. I could load it with the digger, but the bobcat's just that little bit faster, so I hired that off my neighbour right beside me. It's handy for loading. So you'll see I'm loading here. I decided to move the spreader a bit closer to the door because what I was originally doing was bringing it out here with the skid steer. It's a bit of a step there, it's not great, skid steer doesn't like that, so I was loading it down here. Not that simple, I'm in and out the shed all the time, so I'm just reversing up to here. It's testing my reversing skills, but working out okay. So this is the second load. We're halfway up one side, so there's not that much stuff on this side anyway. I think there's a bit more here. You'll see here, ground conditions are surprisingly good. Not doing really much damage. A little bit of surface damage, but virtually nothing. We're in October now. We're towards the end of October. It's very unusual for me to get travelling with heavy equipment anyway on my ground. So a good load on here. Probably could do with greedy boards on that thing, but might have enough. So this is load number 5, and we're just over halfway in the shed. I had kind of estimated about 10 load in it, but probably not be too far off it. Biggest problem now is daylight starting to beat us, but we'll keep going. So had some issues there with shear bolts. Broke a shear bolt and total disaster. Took me a long time, lost an hour. Had to clear a bit out at the back. Joys of machinery, give me 300 euros any day of the week. That machinery is hard work. You have to give credit to the contractors. It's hard work keeping things going nice and smoothly. Pure hardship. But we're getting it done. At least I'm getting it out. The contractor wants his tractor. He's no more dung to put out this week, but he wants his tractor. He's actually at silage, so he wants his tractor back for tomorrow. So gonna have to get it back to him late tonight, or maybe first thing in the morning, daybreak. If I've any more breakages, I just simply won't get it done. So we'll live in hope here, keep at it. A little bit tender there now, a little bit of a soft spot. The old lambs there. Getting rid of wool here at last. Payday, not going to be paid a fortune for it, but at least I'm getting rid of it without me having to drive too far to get rid of it. So it's actually an old bin lorry, compactor lorry, loads it up, ton bag and all, packs it in. It's a good way of transporting it, doesn't take up much space. Going to clear out all this stuff as well. So just getting paid for this wool here. Hopefully might get something for it. Not sure what he's going to give me, but at least I'm getting rid of it. Truck away there behind me, in the money now. All the wool is gone. A serious clean out in the shed. It's great to see it gone now, in fairness. Now I just actually mentioned, he said he didn't want to be on camera, which is fine, but he saw my wool sitting in the shed on YouTube and he rang me, and in fairness to him, he's given me 15 cents a kilo, which isn't bad. collected in the yard. I know some of the co-ops was paying 20 or slightly over it, but that was delivering it into it, so you're out the cost of transporting it. So in total I have €214, which, look, it's not going to make me up. It's far from covering the price of shearing. Must actually work out the cost of shearing for all that wool that went today now, and it'll be surprising how much money it's cost. So this is only a drop in the ocean, but look, it's a few quid. It's cleaned the shed up. I'll just give you a look at that now. It probably won't cover the cost of the repair on the digger. Bust the pipe, you seen that there, that spray of oil came out of it here. Look, the pipe is bad anyway, it's the main lift on the ram, so needs replacing. Problem is it goes way in the back of the digger, but job for another day. We might do a bit of a repair, bit of servicing on the digger as well. I actually need to renew these as well. That's all a job for another day. Might make a wee video on that. So happy days. Look at the clearance here. We got rid of all that wool here. It frees up a lot of space in the shed too. Lovely. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.